Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostep and this is going to be part 2 of my Viking invasion campaign where I'm playing as the Mercians. And yeah, welcome back folks. This is going to be a pretty quiet episode I'd say, so if you are here for some battles, I don't want to waste your time. I don't know if I will be getting any battles in this episode. My first target will be East Angle and then after that East Sayax. These are both rebel-held provinces, so they will be easy enough for me to take, but before I do that, I do want to have at least a full stack guarding my core territories before I have, it would probably only take, a half stack to take these provinces, and I know that seems like a bit much, but, it's not just taking the provinces, it's also being able to, have the population loyalty be okay as well. So it's kind of a twofold thing. Also, there's a 3-star general here leading this rebel army here in East Angle. Also, as far as 3-unit stacks go, there's a unit of mounted nobles, and this is going to be the heaviest cav unit stat-wise in this campaign. Now, there is another unit of this that's an actual full unit. This is only going to be 20 men in this unit. This is essentially what would be a bodyguard unit for the nobles in this game, like the kings and the princes. And there's another unit, gosh, I forgot what it's called. Mounted nobles is this, and then the other one is the, it's really, I can't remember right now, but that's the full 40-man unit of this unit, basically. I think the stats are completely identical, I think. I could be wrong, but this is hefty, is what I'm trying to say here. This is a hefty unit to deal with at this point in the campaign. However, I mean, luckily, I am training +1 Valor Urban Militia here in Mears. So as far as like things that can, drag down some heavily armored cavalry goes, Urban Militia will do okay, especially with that +1 Valor bonus. Also being led by a 5-star king who would be a 6-star king once he's attacking with the skilled attacker trait. That's also going to help the Urban Militia out with dragging down that unit of mounted nobles. So that's fine, that should be fine taking this army out. But again, as I was saying, I do want at least to have a full stack here in Mears, just to keep my neighbors honest. If the Welsh attack either Rock and Satan or Wiki, I can respond to that. If the Northumbrians attack Mears, obviously I will have, my army sitting here. Or if they want to attack Rock and Satan or Lindisi, I can respond to that as well. And then the Saxons as well. We have neighbors. We have to be aware of that, I know that you could probably make a case for being really aggressive and just blitzing rebel armies out of these provinces as fast as possible. And yeah, maybe, maybe. I did, when I started my journey playing the Total War games, with Shogun, of course, I wanted to learn right away how to blitz, and I wanted to make sure that that was a strategy that I had available in case I needed to be able to do that and play that way. And I feel like I picked up on it pretty quickly, and I got it down. And it's effective, obviously, historically, and in video games, blitzing is very good because it does not allow the enemy the time to react and to build up and to prepare for war. You can kind of just go. And keep attacking, right? And it's effective, but I found it to be pretty boring for me. I would prefer to spend the time to build up to be able to field full stacks, because I think it's more interesting to play with bigger armies than it is to play with smaller armies. And that's something that would happen in Shogun when I was blitzing, was that I was playing with like half stacks, if that, a lot of times it might be like 6 units or 5 units or something like that. And the enemy would be around the same strength level. And that just wasn't satisfying for me. I wanted to, feel like I was leading armies, not small skirmishes. And that's led me to play a bit of a slower play style going forward. And I still will pull the blitz out of my bag of tricks if I have to. If I come across a faction opening where I feel like, oh man, I'm really not breaking this deadlock unless I blitz, right away, then it makes sense. However, when you're playing a middle faction, surrounded on all sides, it feels more natural to build up a bit. You know, like I'm sure the pros will be able to do just fine if they, you know, blitz in all directions, or, you know, blitz in one direction. That's fine. But for me, I just find it more comfortable and, as I said, more enjoyable, more fun. You know, but like when I played the Irish, I took Ireland like right away. You know, I took it within just a matter of turns. So like there's obvious times where you look at it and you go, oh yeah, I'll take Ireland, you know. And that's that just made sense while playing as the Irish. So if there's a situation for an opening for a faction where you can obviously hit a point where you can decrease the amount of borders that you have within a certain set of moves, then that makes sense to blitz like that right away. But just to do it for the sake of it, just, you know, just to get things moving quicker, is not really something that I'm keen on doing for this campaign. So anyway, that's my long-winded warning of this episode being long-winded and perhaps slow. So if you just want to put this on the background, you know, that's fine, of course, obviously. And then if you just want to wait for episode 3 for some battles, that is also fine. I do not want to waste your time here. So with that being said, last episode, I simply just got my border forts going down. That's all I did. So if you missed it, you didn't miss much. And that's going to help with my population loyalty in these provinces. I can probably raise my taxes a little bit in a few of these provinces. Can I do it here in Middlesex, for instance? Yes, that's acceptable. And do I want to do that even more? 108%. Let's just, no, let's not. Yeah, high to very high is fine. And then we can go, yep, I'll do that there. Mirs is fine. Lindisi can go very high. Let's just go high there. And middle angle, let's just do that. And what are we making now? 1575. I think we were making like 14 something before, so that does make a little bit of a difference there. And now my next move is just border forts. It's my next, this is like my standard set out, you know, my loadout for when I conquer a new province or when I'm building up a province. Border watchtowers and then border forts. It's really cheap. It's just 100 florins for the border watchtower and then another 200 for the border fort. And they each just take 1 turn to build, as opposed to in Shogun where I think they each take 2 turns, which feels very prohibitive. You know, it feels like it really, like that's kind of slows you down a bit. It's interesting. There's some back and forth, you know. In this game, not in this campaign, but for the standard version, in the Grand campaign for Medieval Total War, the tier 1 fort takes 4 turns, right? Whereas in Shogun, just the basic castle takes 2 turns. So that part moves faster, but you know, in Medieval, the building the first tier fortifications feels fairly slow. You're like, oh my god, I'm struggling here. I'm taking 4 whole turns before you can feel safe in a new province. But that's not the case here in the Viking invasion campaign. I really like how the first, I think it's the first, so the warrior hold is the first fortification. It only takes 1 turn to build, and you will have a nice little fence. You know, it's not much. You get like a fence and a few buildings, right? But it's something. It just lets you guys, it gives you something to fall back to, which is what, you know, really all you need for this satellite defense strategy to work. You just need a place for your men to fall back to so that you can reinforce in the next turn and to drive off that enemy. That's really all you need, right? So you might think, why am I not prioritizing that? I just don't think I'm going to be attacked in the first 3 turns. That's it. If I thought the Saxons or the Welsh or the Northumbrians were going to attack me right away, then I would go right away and just build a warrior hold in each of these provinces. But I still think I have at least another turn before any of that shenanigans happens. In fact, I don't think it's going to happen for a while, but let's get these going. 200 florins. These are going to raise the population loyalty by a little bit more. I think it's 10% for the border watchtowers and then 5% for the border forts, for a total of 15% for the entire thing. And I think it's very worth it. In addition to that, the border forts will help catch spies and assassins. Not a big deal right now because no one has those units, but it's just something that you won't have to worry about for quite a while into the campaign, if that's what, you know, if you're following this strategy here. So after the border forts, then I will move on to getting warrior holds in each of these provinces, which I think is also pretty cheap. Yeah, 200 florins, 1 turn to build. Totally fine. Totally fine. I still have yet to grant the governorship of Lindisi to anyone. I'm still waiting on one more 4 acumen captain to show himself. The fact that I've gotten, you know, all of these provinces other than Lindisi governed within the first 2 turns is actually impressive. I did not think it was going to be that fast, so I'm not going to argue with that. And then, yeah, Emirs, let's just keep training some urban militia because it's kind of it's a good bang for the buck right now. 100 florins plus 1 valor. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. I was a little slow on getting my bishop in action. I kind of forgot to move him in the first turn, but I will be sending him in the direction of the Vikings' homelands, which only he can go to. They have this big sea region here in the middle that only their boats can access, and we can never send armies over to Jutland or Nordland. But we can send agents here. They start with ports on these provinces, so agents can, you know, take the trading boats and kind of hang out and try to talk to the king. So that's going to be the idea there. Do I have any princesses on the way? Yes, I do have a Princess Queenrith, and if my bishop fails in trying to get a ceasefire with the Vikings, or not a ceasefire, but an alliance with the Vikings, then perhaps my princess can sway them. And yes, she'll be of age in 3 years. Yeah, 3 years? Yeah. Yeah, so that should be fine. And is there going to be anything else that I need to do in this turn? I wanted to look. Yes. So down here, Archer, Fearedman, and then Peasant. Geostar General, this should not be much of an issue. And then we already looked at this rebel army. Saxon King, we can look at him. Stats are, yeah, they're fine, I suppose. Pride this is kind of a bad one. -2 command, -2 acumen, +3 valor. So he could be 5 command, 5 acumen if he didn't have pride. But he does have +3 valor, which is going to make him a beast in combat. So that's okay, I guess. And then what do they have? Fearedman, archers, okie dokie, and then more fearedmen. The Welsh, what do they have? They have, let's see, 2 archers here. And then their king is a 4-star general, okay. And Rough Justice. This is one of those, this is kind of a funny one. So, when suppressing rebellions, he includes otherwise innocent victims of his own petty vendettas in the list of those to be executed. No one dares speak out against this practice. +2 dread, -10 happiness. It's a weird one because those 2 instances are kind of contrary to each other. They both do the same thing. But opposite, right? Like dread raises loyalty, happiness lowers loyalty. So it's just a matter of how much does 2 points of dread raise compared to 10 happiness. You know, does -10 happiness literally correlate to -10 loyalty? I think maybe. I don't know. But it might, yeah. And then for dread, this I think there's actual numbers on, and I just don't have those numbers memorized. But I think people have looked at this one and they've decided like, yep, dread is like 10 points of loyalty per skull of dread. So I'm not sure if that's the real numbers, but it might be something like that. If that's the case, then this is a net gain overall. If it's 20 points of loyalty for 2 points of dread, and compared to like -10 loyalty for the -10 happiness, then this is a net gain, but overall it's kind of a confusing little virtue here. Anyway, that's that. That's the Mercian dude, and got some archers here. More archers. Celtic warriors, yeah, these guys, man, they're kind of scary. They're kind of scary, to be honest. They're good. They're solid units. They're solid melee units. They are not spearmen. So like this is a picture that's kind of misleading. They are swordsmen, lightly armored, but they're pretty decent combat stats. And there's 100 men in a unit, which is that can make them overwhelming. You know, they can definitely beat my spearmen, and I would assume they can beat my fearedmen. I would assume so. So they can be a tough unit. I think one reason why I'm a bit apprehensive of facing them is because I'm used to playing as the Irish that do not have archers, which would be a wonderful thing to fight Celtic warriors with. But now that I have access to archers, maybe Celtic warriors will not be that big of a deal. You know, two units of archers just melting in a unit of Celtic warriors probably is going to do the job, I would assume. Hopefully I'm right about that. I guess I'll find out later in this campaign. And that's all that we have to look at for now. I mean, is it even worth looking at the Northumbrians? Not really. They don't really have much to look at. So let's drop a save and let's keep moving on here. I might speed this up eventually. I don't want to, you know, I do like talking about some of this minutia just because for people who are new to the game, I like to be able to explain things in a way that helps you follow along. I don't really like, you know, speeding through this kind of stuff because I think that sometimes folks can get lost and they don't really understand the significance of certain decisions that I'm making. So, looks like, did I just get another 4-star general? What? King Offa the First. He is now, yeah, so his extensive program of building has brought prosperity to the people, plus and happiness in all provinces. That's wonderful, because that's going to help my, I can raise my taxes a bit more. And then Oswulf, is this yet another historical general? He's a 4-star general, and he's scarred, so he has been in the thick of things in battle and has some ugly scars as a result, making him look quite intimidating, +1 dread. So he would make a decent governor just because that could, you know, potentially raise the loyalty of the province. Let's take a look at him. Yeah, another 4-star general. Only 3 loyalty, so that's not as good as the other one. This has to be another historical guy, Oswulf, to go in addition to Ithelmund, who's a 5-star. He was 4 stars, but I think his title added that 5th star. And yeah, great warrior, +5 health. Interesting, so now I have another one. I would like to raise his loyalty, but I can't do that just by granting a governorship to him. I'm not too keen on doing that just because he's only 3 acumen. So he is a somewhat slow learner, but he possesses a dogged determination that sees tasks through to the end. An adequate candidate for an official. So yeah, 3's okay, but like I like 4. 4 feels good. And Lindisi does not offer any acumen bonuses, so he can, yeah, I'll keep him in my back pocket. You know, he can be good, I think, at some point. He can be useful as either a governor or a general. And now let's go ahead and get these warrior holds built in all of these provinces. And this is where the creation or the build tree of Mirrors is going to start to branch off a little bit, because now obviously they already have, what is this, a fortified village, which is the tier 3 fortification. I have options. I don't have to, you know, build a warrior hold, obviously. I could build an armor, which is going to give +1 armor. I could build a metalsmith, +1 weapon stuff. If I want to hire mercenaries, I don't like going too crazy on the mercenaries. It's one of those functions that's, well, it is super awesome and super fun. It's a little overpowered because I don't think that the AI really understands how to use mercenaries. So while I will use it in some circumstances because it is fun and it's a really cool mechanic, you can basically just like, once the inn is built, it attracts potential mercenaries options to you. And you can just go into your recruitment panel and there'll be a button down here saying mercenaries or something. And you just go to that different panel and you can hire everyone on the spot. In that exact turn, you could hire them and they can be moved to attack that turn. It's very powerful just for that function alone. The fact that you can basically like get an instant army on the spot and then move it to attack immediately is very powerful. Obviously, they can be a bit pricey and their upkeep tends to be a bit more, I believe. So they're good. It's mercenaries are great, but I do try to stay away from them unless I really feel like I need to use them. Kind of like blitzing, you know, where it's like a tool that I will use if I have to. If I see an opening where I'm just thinking to myself like, man, I really need mercenaries right away so that I can attack something right away or defend something right away, then I'll do it. But I try not to go like, hey, all right, let's easy campaign. Let's build mercenaries to make this easier. Like, no, I'm not. I'm okay on that. I don't need to do that. I could build a tavern or a brothel. These are going to allow me to train assassins or spies. I'm not going to go that direction right now. I could build a royal hall. This is a chain of buildings. This is the first in a chain of buildings, or maybe the second. Yeah, I think it was Mead Hall first and then Royal Hall. But this is going to get granted titles. Titles that I can give to my governors or my generals. They're going to boost their stats. So it doesn't tell me what that title is going to be until I just build the building. But yeah, that's what this is. Obviously, I can increase my farm production here using this. Stables for horses, and then Abbey is going to be... Oh, this is an interesting one that I didn't really use much when I was playing as the Irish. So what does this do? I think this does increase, so like up here in the first sentence, it will say like it has a beneficial effect on the faith and happiness and loyalty of the local people. So that indicates a loyalty boost, and probably also a Catholicism boost as well, I think, is what this is implying. And then also generates a 208 florins income, which is nice and steady. That, it's nothing like fantastic, but it's a good little boost, Now you might think, all right, well, build these everywhere. If they're, if it seems like it offers this many things, build them everywhere, right? Well, fun thing about the Abbey. It's a huge target for Vikings because the Abbey is the one building. This is kind of a neat little function here that they built into this campaign. Vikings make a lot of their money off of sacking and pillaging other provinces. And for abbeys, if they destroy an abbey, they get the full cost refunded. So for most buildings, for any other faction that you play with, you destroy that building, you get half of that building's cost back refunded to you. And that's how you make money sacking other provinces. For the abbey, though, you're not going to make, if you're playing as the Vikings, you're not going to make back 1,000 florins. You're making back 2,000 florins. That's not bad, is it? So by building abbeys in places where Vikings can attack, you kind of are making yourself a target for the Vikings. So that means staying away from coastal towns. Playing as the Irish, they all were coastal towns. All of these places are coastal, and even like when I took the Welsh, I took the Welsh provinces and they were all coastal as well, and I just kind of forgot about the abbey building until I kind of got into the central part of the island where I was coming across abbeys that other factions had built, and I was like, oh hey, there's an abbey. So now that I'm playing as one of those factions, is this something that I should maybe think about? Will the Vikings still seek out abbeys even if they are inland? Will they actually raid a coastal province and then try to push inland to sack that abbey? I don't know. I don't have enough experience playing this campaign to know how much of a Viking magnet the abbeys are. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So with that being said, I'm going to wait till my bishop gets a word in with the Vikings. In fact, where did he go? Yeah, where'd my bishop? Where is he? Where are you, dude? Okay, you're in Deary, and he's going to be. Yeah, I think I have him on a set mission to go up to one of these provinces. But yeah, I would like to get that alliance with the Vikings before I start building things that might potentially attract them to go into war with me. So maybe later I will build an abbey. For now, though, I'm going straight to the fort. This is going to be the 4th tier fortification building in this campaign. 4 turns to build and 400 florins. Not bad, actually. But this is going to allow me to build one of the buildings that I need to train emissaries. And that's, as I mentioned in the first episode, that's something that's very important to me. I want emissaries so that I can have some diplomatic agency, and not so much with getting alliances. That's something that my bishops and my princesses can do. But I want to be able to seek out wives for my sons. That's my main thing here. I want emissaries so that I can maintain the health of my family. I'm already seeing a Welsh princess on the field, and I can't talk to her because I don't have an emissary. So, but that's, I mean, I don't have a son who's of age either, so it's not the biggest deal. Prince Ethelbert, he'll be coming of age at the end of this turn, it looks like. And just like that, I already am the richest faction in the campaign. And I haven't even done anything yet. I'm just hanging out. Prince Ethelbert, as I mentioned, yes, he is now of age. So I will be taking a look at him, and my warrior holds are now complete in these border provinces. And I do have another son on the way. Huzzah! Lord Hammond, or Harmund, is a secret blackmailer, so that's not good. And just when I'm looking at my vice and virtue summary, something that makes this a little bit easier for me to sort of digest, because this is going to become a very long list later on in the campaign. It makes it easier if you just look at kind of the people that you know are important. For instance, if it says prince, those are your heirs, look at it, see how they're doing. If it says lord, these are your governors. You know, it will say something, it might just say Harmund before this, but once you make him a governor, he's a lord now. And that means he's in charge of, you know, administering one of your provinces. You might want to look at him and see how he's doing. In this case, he's a secret blackmailer, so he has a habit of using blackmail against his political enemies. Only the victims are aware of this, and they're not talking. So if there's a trait that has the word secret in it, that means it hasn't been discovered by the public yet. So it doesn't mean, so it doesn't have any impact yet. Once this is discovered, once this is a known thing to the public, then it'll just become a blackmailer. And once he's a blackmailer, he's going to lose loyalty. Quite a bit. I think he loses like 3 pips of loyalty. So it's going to be worth taking a look at him and seeing if he could afford that hit. And hopefully this doesn't happen till later, because over time he can gain loyalty, because if we just keep building buildings, my king is going to get good builder traits, and that's going to increase loyalty of generals. Overall, it's not the biggest deal in the world, because he's probably never going to lead an army. So this isn't super important. But at this point in the campaign, just because it's super early in the campaign, it's something that you do want to keep an eye on, is the loyalty of the guys that are, you know, garrisoning your border provinces. So Prince Ethelbert, secret pride, as I just mentioned, secret, you know, as there's that word secret, right? He could not admit to being wrong, and has killed members of his staff who had the talent to prove him wrong. This trait does, however, give him great confidence in personal combat, -1 command and +3 valor. So this is an interesting one, because it kind of goes against what I just said, where there's no effects until it becomes a known thing. For this one, there are effects. -1 command and +3 valor. Right now. That's how it is right now. And we saw when we were looking at the Saxon king, he just had pride, not secret pride, pride. And that was a -1 command, and I believe also -1 acumen. Or no, was it -2 command and -2 acumen? I think that's what it was. Yeah. Which is, that's bad, you know? So like conversely, this one's like that bad yet. Just looking at him on the campaign map, he is still a 3-star general despite this. But once this becomes a known thing and he just has pride, he's going to go down to just being a 2-star general. And this is my next in line. So already this is not a great one, but he's going to be a good fighter. So there's that. Hey, and Prince Ethelbert is also killer instinct. So this is going to give him +2 valor and +1 dread. So this will make him. The dread will give a loyalty boost to all of the provinces once he becomes king. The valor is going to go, this is going to go well, +2 valor here, and then +3 valor here. That's +5 valor. He's going to be a bit of a boss in combat. So there is that. You know, he's going to be able to kill a lot of dudes in a fight. And how's he, I mean, yeah, loyalty is okay, and there's no acumen at all, so once he becomes king, he's not going to be giving any economic boost to any of the provinces. So, yeah, not super ideal, but there he is. Keep him alive. He's going to be useful. And he does have 2 sons on the way as well. And I do have a princess. So let's send her. I can't remember if I'm sending you. I think you're going to Nordland, and then let's send her to Jutland. And together they're going to try to talk to those Vikings and see if we cannot get ourselves an alliance with them. That is going to be the job. Let's see. Acumen. Nope, this is my new urban militia, and I'm still looking for someone with 4 acumen who can be governor of Lindesey, but I will wait. I will wait. There's always the option to strip someone of their titles later on. So like you could, for instance, grant this title to someone who's like not as optimal and then take it from them and give it to someone else. You need an emissary to do that though, so that's not really an option for me. Also, by doing that, you're going to decrease their loyalty as well. So it's not like a super, you don't really want to be doing that, but it can help later on in the campaign if you have governors who have picked up some bad traits along the way. Now that all of these provinces have, built their border watchtowers and their border forts and their warrior holds, now I can start looking at what do I want these provinces to specialize in. So let's just start with Middlesex, for example. Is there anything this is offering me? Let's see, I can go to high taxes. And yeah, I don't really know about that. Let's see, wiki. Rock and Satan does have the iron deposits, so I do want to use this for training soldiers. I know that for sure. So what do I have? The muster field is interesting. It's a building that's literally just for training peasants, which feels kind of useless, but at the same time, I kind of like it. It's interesting because we looked at how the warrior hold only takes 1 turn to train, and in the grand campaign for medieval, you have to wait 4 whole turns for your fort to finish before you can train peasants. In this campaign, you just need a warrior hold and then a muster field, which takes 3 turns before you can train peasants. Now, this building can only do that, but I don't mind it. It's cheap, it doesn't take long to build, and you don't need every province training peasants. You just need a couple to specialize in it, because I like to have peasants to garrison my provinces. And that's it. You can also use peasants to be your governors. So I don't really mind using them for that purpose at all. But not for Rock and Satan, because Rock and Satan has the iron deposits. I want this to be a place that actually has real soldiers and not just peasants. So I think do I need a stockade for that? Which is going to be the tier 2 fortification. Brothel, basic farms, Christian shrine, and abbey. Yeah, looks like I do need a stockade so that I can start building better soldiers. That's fine. My tier 2 fortification, again, it's cheap, 400 florins, 2 years to build. That is totally fine. So we'll do that there in Rock and Satan. And then what else do we want here? Let's see, Lindisi, I mentioned that I do want this to be, yeah, I do want a port here. Is there a trade here in Lindisi? No, there's not. Do I have trade anywhere? Kind of forgot to, do I have trade anywhere? Huh, I have no trade goods. I think these places do, yeah. East Angle does have the saltfish that can be traded, but East Sax is not. Interesting, okay. Huh. Let's see, Lindisi should still get a port because this is my only, sea region, or my only province that borders a sea region. And I need a port so that I can start building boats eventually. Yeah, prerequisite for a boat builder. Yeah. So let's just get that going here in Lindisi. I do want boats to be able to protect my, my provinces from potential Viking attacks eventually. So that's these 2 provinces taken care of. Now I need to figure out what I want to do with Middle Angle, Middlesex, and Wiki. I know I want a muster field at least one of these provinces so that I can train peasants. But what do I want to do with the other 2 provinces? Because Middlesex has the 2nd highest farm income of all of my provinces after Mears, I think this is a natural place to build a farm upgrade. It's expensive in this campaign. Yeah, it takes 6 turns to build and 600 florins. That's a bit, but it says it's going to give me 527 income, and right now I'm making 441. So that's a good boost, I feel like. So let's do the improved farmland here in Middlesex. Wiki can get the muster field, and then Middle Angle can get a brothel, which is kind of, I like how in this campaign, in the Viking invasion campaign, I can get a brothel just with a tier 1 building, whereas in the grand campaign for Medieval Total War, you have to wait for a castle, which is a 3rd tier. It's forever. It's forever before you can get spies. But in this campaign, you can get spies right away, which feels pretty nice. I really like using them. I like having spies in each of my own provinces because they will boost my loyalty. And you can also obviously use them to spy on other provinces as well. So I can have Middle Engel be my agent province essentially. And yeah, go from there. That feels pretty good. And I can keep training. Let's see, do I need to keep going with urban militia or should I switch over to something else? Right now I have three urban militia. Let's get one more urban militia at least for now. And there goes our first insufficient funds message. Well, that did not take long. Let's see, the Welsh are asking if we want to be allies. I don't think so. I don't think I want to be allies with anyone except for the Vikings, just because influence plays such a big part in this, and because the influence of the kings in this campaign, and I can't remember why. There was a reason that was stated to me. Again, one of my viewers mentioned this in my Irish campaign, where they were saying that the stats of the kings and the heirs in the Viking invasion campaign aren't as high as they are in the Grand campaign. And there was a really simple common sense reason for this, but I can't remember what it was. But because the stats are typically lower, it can be really detrimental, I think, to have, to lose influence, right? Because that is going to lower the loyalty of your generals and your heirs. So having allies that you know that you're going to betray at some point, unless they betray you first. But again, in my experience in Medieval Total War, the AI can be kind of good about not betraying their allies. Again, probably because of the loss of influence having such a large effect. So I feel like the answer is no. No Welsh. Which is, yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have a safe border, but I don't know. I know I'm going to attack them. Like, once the Saxons are gone, I'm going to attack them. And, yeah, why be friends? Oh, Oswald. Perfect. Here's my 4 acumen governor that I've been waiting for. Oswald, you can be the governor of this lovely, lovely province of Lindisi. It's going to raise your loyalty by a bit. Not that it's going to matter too much, because you are also already a loyal chap, aren't you? So that looks good there. And yeah, still can't raise this to very high. Middlesex is the one province that still is lagging behind. Everyone else is at very high taxes and they're loving life. Actually, as I say that, let's lower that a little bit. Everyone else, though, is loving life. So yeah, Middlesex, you have to get your shit together. It's going to be fine, though, once I get some peasants from Wiki moving about. They are going to help out immensely with keeping the population loyalty in all of these provinces. And yeah, that's going to be very good for me. So that's going to be happening shortly here. But in the meantime, I pretty much have yeah, I'm working on it. Let's get a few more. Let's start training archers in Mirs. I did hit my insufficient funds message, but I'm not going to be building anything. Wait. Yeah, let's just train some archers. 225 florins. What's the upkeep on these? 30. And I'm paying 30 upkeep for the urban militia as well. Okay, that's fine. The Vikings are coming in hot. Yeah, they're not giving the Northumbrians a break, are they? They just went right in, and the Northumbrians are going to be retreating from Deary. So we're going to have some Vikings on our borders here. And let's see, looks like the Picts have the highest level of technological achievements. Okay. Interesting. I feel like I'm doing pretty well, but screw me, I guess. Stockade is finished here in Rock and Satan, and the muster field is finished here in Wiki as well. The Scots won an alliance. Man, I mean, sure, that's fine, I guess. It's not going to matter because once I get an alliance with the Vikings, and once the Vikings attack the Scots, I'm just gonna choose the Vikings side. Yeah, what's the point? Why would I do? There's no point. We're not neighbors. We're not neighbors, we're not friends, and we're not gonna be. We got some vision on the picks up here. My bishop is now finally in a province that has a port in it, so now we can make his way on over to Nordland. Hopefully the Viking king is in town, so we can say hi to him. How are the Saxons doing? The Saxons got an heir, Prince Egbert, 3-star general. Weak principles doesn't really matter because that's minus 20% to bribe, but you can't bribe family members in this game, so that does not matter at all. And yeah, his army is it's fine. It's whatever. It's fine. And the Welsh, same thing. They have an heir as well. 3-star general, natural leader, so +2 morale, and then yeah, +1 acumen. He's all right. And we got Vikings on the border, eh? Ooh, berserkers. These guys are scary, man. Yeah, it's just 12 men in this unit, but like they can really do some damage. And then a unit of Viking landsmen as well. Yeah, it's good unit. 16-man unit. Axes. What's not to love? They can be tough guy. They can be tough to deal with. So hopefully they do not attack me. Now I can start finally training peasants here in Wiki. Love it, love it, love it, love it. 50 florins to train, and support cost is only 12. So yeah, really like this, but it's all about population loyalty. It's just about getting peasants to garrison these provinces. I don't want a unit of fearmen to be the garrison because that's a fighting unit, you know? So these units here, they're not going to be my garrison units. They're just placeholders right now until I get peasants everywhere. Also, peasants are really good for population loyalty because they are 100-man units. And population loyalty is affected by, well, the amount of men in the unit matters is what I'm trying to say. So a 100-man unit adds more bonuses to the loyalty than a 60-man unit. So they are the perfect unit for this purpose. Now, is there another building that I want to get in Wiki? Maybe. I think the income here is okay. So I probably can get... This is going to be 469, and right now it's making... Yeah, that's probably worth it. To get a farm upgrade here. And Rock and Satan can now finally... Now that it has the tier 2 fortification, I can build a blacksmith, which is the spear building, I believe. And this is going to allow me to train urban militia and spearmen. Okay. I wonder what building do I need to train feared men? Would I need the master blacksmith, possibly? Actually, I think I can find out, can't I? Because I can train them here. Blacksmith, meat hall. Wait, can I not train? Yeah, I can train feared men here. So what building in Mirce is allowing me to train feared men? Is it the meat hall? Is it nothing? Nothing's giving me any answers here. Ah, okay, so it's going to be the drinking hall. Got it. I had to look this up online, but I could have just looked closer at my browser. Yes. Here we are. So I could just need to get this going. If 2 turns, 500 florins. Come on, it's too easy. Too easy. Yes. Let's get this going. And yeah, what would I want the blacksmith for? So I need the blacksmith. No matter what, I need this building because this is a prerequisite so that I can build the armor and the metalsmith. And that was the whole point of making this province a troop producing facility. Remember, so. I will need to get the blacksmith, but I may as well start off with the drinking hall so that I can get my fearmen going right away. So yeah, let's get... Oh, nope, wait, no, not that. This. And then, yeah, then I can get a blacksmith after that. What the hell? God damn it. Vikings, god damn. Oh, man. I did not think I was going to get attacked this early. Rock and Satan invaded. Well, I don't think that my fearedmen can beat a unit of berserkers and a unit of Viking landsmen, especially a 2-star general at that. So we are going to be retreating to the stronghold. And we will have to, yeah, swoop in there with my king. Fort has been finished here in Mirce. And we have another son on the way. Huzzah! And yeah, great builder. This is a good trait. This is going to improve the loyalty of all of the generals, as well as the pleasant happiness of just the regular builder trait as well. So that is a good one. So now let's go in here and rescue our dudes. Let's see. I can leave someone behind. Let's see. I want all of the archers. So yeah, 3 archers is good. And let's leave behind a unit of is there anyone bordering us? No, there isn't. The only province bordering Mercians is Diri. So let's just leave a regular spearman. Just because it's a 100-man unit that is going to, you know, as I mentioned before, help with the population loyalty. So, yeah, that's fine. Now, the problem is they're just going to retreat back to Diri. If I do this. And that doesn't really solve my problems. Let's see. I suppose the smart, yeah, okay. The smart answer is just to split the army, right? So let's just do this. The king and bring you and then you. And what does this leave me? So 3 urban militia, 1 archer, and then my son. And then do I want to, then fearedmen, urban militia, 2 archers. But I'm going to have a fearedman helping out in this case. Yeah, yep, let's go in there. We'll do this. And we'll send the son up to Diri just to cut them off. I don't want to take the province, but I just want to cut them off, and I'll just give the province right back for all I care. Yeah, man, it's really annoying that the Vikings went straight for me. Oh dear. All right. Yeah, Bishop, you have to. Yep. Oh, there he is. There's the king. All right. As soon as we're done with this little skirmish, we're gonna try to make amends here because yeah, I did not want this war to happen. Now I can start building the royal palace here in Mirs. This is going to, as I mentioned before, allow me to train emissaries, but also Saxon Huscarls, which, as I mentioned, are my best unit. So yeah, in 6 turns, I'm going to be able to build just these chunky boys, just these really good heavy infantry. So let's get that going. And then continue to train peasants in Wiki. And is there anything else for now? No. And obviously I can't train anything or build anything in Rock and Satan. Annoying, because this is the province that I'm trying to build up right now. Like really push for that. So let me just double check loyalty everywhere. Make sure I can actually raise the loyalty here. Okay, there we go. Middlesex is fine. Income making 1,300, which is okay. And yeah, my princess. Now that we know where the Viking king is, let's try to end this. Let's try to end this as quickly as possible, and then yeah, try to get a ceasefire as quickly as possible. So drop that, end the year, end the turn. Got the province of Diri from the Vikings and Rock and Satan as well. And they moved down to Wiki. Right, classic stuff. Why did I not think of that? Why was I not thinking that they would do this? I guess I'll just retreat to the stronghold again. I don't really want to. Yeah, I would lose. I would still lose to that. So, yep, let's just do that. And port has been finished here in Lindisi, and Uhtred is now strange. Uhtred. He must be the that unit here in Wiki. So that's not a good one. That's not good. That's going to be -1 morale for any units that he leads in battle, and then -10 happiness. So. And I think he's a governor as well, so I don't think that's not good. Yeah, Deary, I never wanted it in the first place, so let's just... Shit. This is going to invoke a war between me and the Northumbrians. Oh, shit. It's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, that was not my intention. Damn. Damn. Well, I definitely need to, so let's just keep a, Alright, you guys can come down here. And so now they would just move down to Middlesex, right? Like that's going to be the way. Or I push them into Saxon territory. That's the other option, right? So I could bring this unit of spearmen down to Middlesex. Would that be enough though? A peasant, a fearedman, and a spearman. I still don't think that would be enough to beat their units. I don't think so. So, huh, damn, this is, I did not want to war with the Northumbrians. That's not my intention. Now I can build a stockade here in Lindisi so that I can start getting a boat builder as soon as that stockade is finished. So yeah, we're still, everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's just, oh man, it's just funny. Yeah, the first time I played as the Mercians, again, I didn't play a super long time, but this did not happen. I was not attacked by the Vikings right away. So, oh dear. Oh well. Just a minor inconvenience, that's all. So, let's see. Is everyone happy? Is everyone fine? Let's see. Rock and Satan, I can raise your taxes by a little bit there, and then that's fine, and that is also fine. Alright, let's see. Where are they going to go? Are they going to move into Saxon territory? Yep. No. They're just going to go down to Middlesex, so they're just making the rounds. Let's retreat to my stronghold here. And, yeah, we got ourselves a loyalist rebellion from the Northumbrians here in Deary. So I just gave them a free unit, basically. But we do have the brothel finished here in Middle Angle, so that's going to allow us to train spies. And, yeah, they're just going to keep moving, aren't they? They're just going to keep moving. So, at this point, would the answer be... We can leave you there, and... What units of... Okay, we gave them a unit of spearmen and a unit of woodsmen. Okay, that's actually not bad as far as a little crappy loyalist rebellion, but that means that they're going to be at war. As soon as, yeah, they attack us, that's going to be a war with the Northumbrians. Not ideal. No, not ideal at all. But we can try to get a ceasefire with the Northumbrians once I have a free... I don't want to send my princess down right now to start talking to the Northumbrians because I still might need her for this. And I want both my agents on the whole Viking task until that is sorted out. So, yeah, I'm gonna remain there for now. But now I need to figure out how to corner this goddamn Viking army and do it. How do I stop them from running through my territories? Let's see. I wonder if the Saxons would come in. That'd be annoying as well. So if I attack, let's see, I don't want to have my son's army leave Mears because then the Vikings could obviously take Mears. I want to be able to relieve them here in Middlesex, but then how do I stop them from going to Middle Angle? How many units do I actually need to beat this tiny little not even a 2 unit, you know. The berserkers are a small unit, but they're chunky, you know. That's the problem. They're kind of chunky. All right, let's move these guys down, and then let's split this army up. Actually, yeah, let's split this army up. Luckily, I do have a couple more general options here, so let's see, Great Warrior and Scarred. So yeah, the Great Warrior can be the general that I use. And let's see. Bring an archer and a spearman and urban militia. And let's see. Let's bring the spearman with my son's army, and he can move to middle angle. And he'll have a fearman here as well who can help out. And that should be fine. I can reinforce with these guys here in Middle Sax. And here in Merce, I will be training another unit as well. So what unit would I want here? Let's get a unit of Fearmen, actually. That way, if they attack Merce, they should not be able to beat that. So that should do the trick. That should, you know, finish that off. So let's get some more peasants here in Wiki. And I think I was building, god damn it, I wasted all that money on improved farmland. That's got, that's annoying. Yeah. Yeah, because anytime they invade a province, they're interrupting my, whatever I'm building, you know, and I don't get refunded that money. I'm pretty sure that's all lost. So I can start training spies here in middle angle, and I don't think I need to build anything else right now. I don't think so. Yeah, it doesn't seem... I could get a tavern, but I don't really need to spend the money on that right now. And Lindisi is working on getting that stockade going. Let's double check taxes, and yeah, you guys can be bumped up. That's fine. And this can go to very high, and that's fine as well. Alright, make it 1,000, because they're in my one of my most productive provinces right now, so that's taking a bit of money off of me. But hopefully this is going to end this little sortie from the Vikings, and hopefully that's going to allow me to get a ceasefire with them. Looks like the Vikings are still attacking the Northumbrians here in Deary. So, yeah, that's how it goes. And, okay, so they have moved off into rebel territory now. They moved into East Sax. And I have the largest military, huzzah. And a drinking hall has been finished here in Rock and Satan. So that's going to allow me to train Fearmen there, which is good. Stockade is finished here in Lindisi. And let's see, Secret Pride. Yeah, this is that bad one. -1 command, +3 valor. And this is going to be for one of my generals here. But not, you know, as a captain of a unit, not someone that I actually intend on leading a battle with. So, not the biggest deal. In fact, the +3 valor is going to be good for him as a fighter, right? So, there is that. All right, the Vikings got pushed off, and did they just like die? Yeah, they did. they did. The rebel army here at East Sax beat them. You can see that because they took some casualties to the Vikings, and yeah, huh. I kind of want to go in there and finish the job now. That's kind of going against the thing that I was saying before about building up slowly, but I don't want the Saxons to come in and take East Sax before I get a crack at it. And it's close enough so that I can simply do this. I can simply... Yeah, I have 2 peasants here. I can leave 2 peasants here in Middle Sax. I can bring my king's army to finish off this rebel force here, they are being led by a 1-star general now because he did win that battle versus the Vikings. So there is that. But I can bring my king over to take East Sax. Yep, let's fight them. And then if the Saxons do come in, I still have forces that can reinforce, you know. I have armies in Merce, Middle Angle, and East Sax that can all come in to Middle Sax, and that'll be fine there. Now, I could be attacked into Wiki as well by this army, so it's not the greatest option, but I do have reinforcements here as well. 2 urban militia, 1 spearman, and then let's see, peasants, 2 feared men versus that. Yeah, like that should be fine, right? And I can start training feared men up here in Rock and Satan, and that means I can start building the blacksmith as well, which is going to allow me to eventually build the armors and the metalsmiths. So let's see, mirrors. What do I want to do? Do I want to keep training archers? Or do I want to switch to... I don't know. I feel like archers are good for now. And Middlesex, yeah, I need to go back to building this improved farmland. That's annoying, but it's going to be worth money. And yeah, again, I'm training my spies there. That's fine. Lindisi can now start building a boat builder, which is good. And now, let's see, I can try to get that ceasefire with the Vikings, I believe. I think we might get an auto ceasefire because they don't have any boats bordering my provinces here. And obviously we're not bordering them. So let's just see about this. Ceasefire, we'll see if we can get that. If not, I'll send my princess up there and she can go talk to them. And let's double check taxes here. Very high, very high, very high, very high. Very high and very high. Income is sitting at 1100, which seems low. I wonder why. Oh, the governor. Okay, yeah. So I have to reassign my governor titles. I forgot to do that. Damn. Oops, I'm losing money here. I'm losing money. All right, governor. We are now coming to the end of this episode, I think, but I'm just so tempted. I want to get one more turn in here. And we actually got a little bit of action in, not like combat wise, although let's fight this. Let's fight this. I want to get a little fight in there against the rebels, and I do want to see if I can get a ceasefire with the Vikings. So let's get one more turn in. I might be going a little bit a little past my time here, but I don't think anyone's going to complain too much about this. Rebels, oh, well, they retreated, so there we have it. We took East Sax without a fight. And an heir matures. So Prince Afa is now of age. So I have 2 sons. And the Vikings did reject the ceasefire, so that is unfortunate. Ooh, Prince Afa, pride. Damn. So his older brother has secret pride, and he went straight to pride. Like, people know he's prideful. -2 command, -2 acumen, +3 valor. Damn, dude. All right. Well, let's see. Where is the guy? Where is he? Prince Afa is right there. He's still a 3-star general, so there's that. He's plenty loyal, so that's good. Acumen is fine. Yeah, it all could be better, right? But that's okay. That's okay, considering that his older brother is going to be down to a 2-star general once it becomes pride. You know, you have to be happy with Prince Afa being where he's at. So that's all right. Let's see. This siege is going to take 2 turns to finish off, so we can just kind of go on there. I don't think, yeah, we can just finish. We can attack that and we can finish that off. We can bring a spy down here to help out with the loyalty in East Sax. And yeah, we didn't get that. So we get that auto ceasefire with the Vikings because we don't border their territories. That's fine. So now I just want to get a ceasefire with the Northumbrians. Let's come down here. Let's talk to you guys. And I'll bring down my princess as well, just to get her in the neighborhood. You know, just in case the bishop can't do the job, then perhaps she can also persuade him. Because yeah, I don't want the Northumbrians to think that I'm someone that they should be going to war with. They should have their hands full with the Vikings, but yeah, I don't want to rely on that. You know, so I will be down here clearing off the rebels here. Now that I've basically sectioned off East Angle, that means I can take this at my leisure. I would like to take Cantware before the Saxons are able to take it, so I might push into that a bit faster than I was originally intending. The fact that the Saxons have forces down here in South Sax makes me kind of think that they're going to go for Cantware, so we will see about that. South East 6. I feel like these are good provinces money-wise. Yeah, 566 on East Angle with no upgrades or anything. God damn, that's good. And I want to say East 6 is good. Cantware is also making 566 with no upgrade. Damn, these are good provinces. Wow. Yeah, if I could get these two provinces, if I could get Cantware before the Saxons, that would be wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, well, this ended up being a bit more of an eventful episode than I anticipated. I wasn't really expecting the Vikings to just go right in there like, you know, Leroy Jenkins. Like, they just don't quite give any fucks. But, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. And that's why you play the game, because you never know. You never freaking know. So I'm really happy. I'm really, you know, enjoying this Mercian campaign so far, because there's stuff going on. There's stuff happening and stuff that I have to think about and consider and react to. So in any case, let me know what your thoughts are. I'm always happy to, you know, hear you folks talk about your experiences playing these games and playing these campaigns as well. And if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. My very best. I only know some things about this game. I think a lot of you all know a lot more. So maybe some of my viewers can help you with any questions that you'll have. So in any case, that's going to be it for this episode. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Conostep playing Medieval Total War Viking Invasion. Thank you very much, and goodbye.